Hello, and welcome to this short webinar showcasing the Hyperlink Wizard feature of the Accessibility Toolkit. My name is Mark Cooper, and joining me today are Lisa Kidder, Alicia Ward, Kimberly Tompkinson, and Sasha Johnson. This presentation will be about 20 minutes in length with a question and answer session at the end. I will now turn the presentation over to Lisa Kidder, who will highlight the importance of accessible hyperlinks in a Moodle ISU course.
Thank you, Mark. So first we're going to talk about why are accessible links important? And hyperlinks, especially within your Moodle course, create the navigational paths. So they direct your students through your course, in and out as well. So just like street signs, they can provide helpful information to guide learners, assuming that the street signs are still in place. Focusing on accessibility helps to create an inclusive learning environment. And this is what we do. We want to create access instead of barriers. By creating accessible hyperlinks, we enable assistive technologies to be used and make your course accessible to all. But it also helps your learners improve their navigation through so that they can get to your learning as opposed to trying to find information. And it helps them focus their efforts on learning the content of your course. So next, Alicia is going to cover some best practices in creating accessible hyperlinks.
All right, using best practices to correctly format hyperlinks is an important step to maximize the accessibility of your course and ensure an inclusive learning environment for all of your learners. When you're creating hyperlinks, there's a few things you'll want to be aware of that you should try to avoid, one of which includes using the long URL text. Doing this can create a poor experience for users who are using assistive technology, which just reads the text aloud as it's written. The lengthy URL text is difficult to understand and does not provide context for where the link is going to take users. Similarly, you want to avoid using vague descriptions such as click here or use this link, as these also don't give context for where the link is going. Instead, you'll want to use descriptive titles, which act as the text that will be linked and should describe the purpose of the destination of the link. As you can see in these images, the title Instructional Technology Resource Center is the hyperlink versus just copying and pasting that original URL into the course. Using this descriptive name gives users context for what the resource or web page link will open. Also, you'll want to make sure all the links work properly, because broken links or links that don't direct to the intended destination can create confusion and frustration for learners. Next, Kim will introduce you to the Hyperlink Wizard, which helps implement some of these best practices.
So why use the Hyperlink Wizard? First of all, it's easy to use. The wizard shows the hyperlinks that need editing in your course in one place, and you can fix them there in that one area as well. So using the hyperlink bulk fixing feature, you can fix several links at the same time. By default, 10 items appear on a page at one time, and you fix those 10 items at once. You'll want to be aware, though, that depending on how many hyperlink errors there are in your course, there may be multiple pages, and you fix 10 on a page, one page at a time. And lastly, the wizard comes up with suggested hyperlink text for you. You can modify the text as you like or come up with your own hyperlink text you'd like to use. So now Sasha is going to show us how to use the Hyperlink Wizard.
Thank you, Kim. So to use the Hyperlink Wizard, you must first add the Accessibility Plus Toolkit block to your course and request an analysis of your course. So this can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the number of courses that have submitted requests and the complexity of your course. So you will select the Submit for Analysis button to analyze your course materials using the Accessibility Plus Toolkit. And once that analysis is complete, the Accessibility Plus Tool block will display a summary report, and you can select the graph icon to see the full report and access the wizards. From the full report page, select Go to Wizards to open the Accessibility Plus Wizards. Then you'll locate the Fix Link Text tab and select it. When you do select it, you will see The wizard shows the number of hyperlink text errors, as Kim mentioned, 10 per page, but we have 40 errors in this course, so we're going to have 4 pages. The wizard also has an existing HTML code column that displays the current link text, as well as the link URL, and then an update to column that has the suggested text for each hyperlink based on the retrieved title of the external resource. The suggested text boxes are actually input fields that allow you to edit the suggested text before submitting the fixes. What you'll do is review the list of non-descriptive hyperlinks that have been identified here and the corresponding suggested text, and then customize any that you would rather modify before submitting the bulk fixes. So if you do want to use the suggested text, you would just move on to the next hyperlink. If you don't want to use the suggested text, you would select inside the input box of the suggested text and modify it. For example, on this web aim links and hypertext, we could just leave it at links and hypertext and remove link text and appearance, or we could leave it as is and scroll down the page to the next ones and review them. After you've reviewed and edited any hyperlink text displayed on the current page, you'll scroll down and select the Submit Bulk Fixing button to submit the suggested fixes that are on the current page. Please note, as Kim mentioned, the wizard shows 10 errors per page, so there may be multiple pages of fixes to review and edit if needed, and you'll need to submit the bulk fixing for each page separately. Again, once you've edited your link text or left them alone as needed, you will select the Submit Bulk Fixing button to save your changes. This may take a few minutes for the fixes to be reflected in the wizard, but after that's done, a notification will appear to let you know that, well, in this case, 10 errors have been processed, and the remaining errors showing will update. In this case, we now have 30 errors remaining. You can also go back into your course and inspect the course materials to see the updated hyperlinks in place.
If you would like to learn more about the Accessibility Toolkit and accessibility in Moodle ISU, we invite you to explore the different support resources the ITRC has created. You can access them simply by scanning the QR code on the screen. This will take you to some of the ITRC resources.
And then we also have the ITRC video library. So that is where we post the recordings. So you'll see there is a playlist for Accessibility Plus. We have the webinars that have been recorded, and we also have some other how-to videos that we've created in addition to those.
So be on the lookout for future webinars on the Accessibility Toolkit and other related topics in Idaho State Today and the ISU events calendar. Our next webinar will be on Wednesday, April the 27th at 12 p.m. That topic is text formatting wizards of the Accessibility Toolkit. We thank you for attending the webinar presentation on Hyperlink Wizard features of the Accessibility Toolkit, and have a wonderful day.